don't need bigger knife. Yeah.
Greetings, everybody. We're back around the table to continue the talk on the TwoSun TS80.
Name your stuff.
They did. It's the 80.
Oh! I hate that so much.
I literally felt my soul leave my body for a half second there. Just it left, then came back.
My work here is done.
And the TS stands for titanium. Stupid. Like it's
Not TwoSun.
It's definitely not the TwoSun.
no, that would
make
way too easy.
Too much sense.
I hate that. I hate that more, actually.
Since it's spelled with an S.
Yep.
Is that yeah?
Yep.
That's what it stands for.
Well, it's not CENTS.
That's not what I was saying. I was saying the TS makes too much sense.
I know. I was making it.
No, you're going back
I
to
was making a joke. God damn it.
Anyway,
I was
about
very
the knife.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Dennis
so
hates
nice.
this thing, or
I
likes
hate it more.
I don't hate it. He hates it more. He scored it a 55 or some bullshit.
Get it right. Nigel
You're the
hates
one who said that he had rage for it.
Nigel hates the knife. Dennis hates the company.
Okay.
That's different.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
Paul knows what we're talking
Care to
about.
explain?
TwoSuns. Where are you going to find them? Can you find them in a retail store? Can you find them in...
You
like,
sure can't, but can you find Shiros in a retail
That's
store?
totally a different
No,
thing,
no. They're still using
You don't find
titanium.
Ganzos
There's
Can you get Shiros on Blade HQ?
that's a good question.
I thought.
I don't
No,
know.
you can't. I don't think you can get Gonzos. You might be able to get Gonzos, but that's the thing with these companies, and Gonzo is another example of them. Your main venue of like selling them is AliExpress or eBay or
Yeah.
Amazon.
So availability is kind of spotty.
Well, not just that,
Yeah.
but reputation and accountability is really spotty. Like,
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what happens when you have a warranty problem with this knife.
Yeah,
Me
like
too,
basically it's buying something out of the back of a truck in a back alley. Like, how reputable is it?
At the cost that I got this knife for, and the fact that it's actually the materials it says it is.
It was a
I
dude
don't
in a
care.
trench coat.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Thanks, Ben.
the fact that you actually had to specify, they actually use D2 in this. Like, I've used it, and I've
Because it's always a question at that price point.
that's
And this
That's
company.
why this
Yeah,
company is not necessarily reputable.
So that's my biggest issue. The enthusiasm, I gave it, like, I think it was a 2 or a 3
Right.
for what I gave it for. But that was only because I can't get excited about a knife where the branding is totally up greasy back alley bullshit.
So they really, I agree, they really should have a U.S. representative, or at least a North American representative, the same way that We Knives does.
maybe
the-
stop stealing people's designs.
That too.
Part of it. Yeah.
Although this is, I believe this is an original.
I was going to mention that too. Yeah.
Original. I forget the name of the maker, but he is on Instagram. That is his logo.
Yeah, I've heard
Um,
his name before. I can't remember what it is either. It's your knife. Get your homework straight.
I just remember.
Like, are they leaning more towards like new designs, or are they still like kind of 50-50?
I think it's all over the map. It's kind of
Yeah.
like Gonzo, where like it could be like even more so, where it's like a 60-40, or they're putting an access lock on a PM2 and calling it a different knife.
That hurts my feelings because I want one so bad.
Yeah, well,
But I won't.
until Spyderco and Benchmade get that sorted out with amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So barring some sort of catastrophic failure on this thing, warranty. I'm not even thinking about warranty. It's not an available
For
option,
$80, buy a new
really.
one.
Well, and my
Yeah.
biggest dock was the company, like reputability, more than anything else. That may or may not be a word, but
We get it.
So the knife itself, great knife, great lockup, great like action on it. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. My only gripe, more or less, other than the pocket clip, which we all have
Yes,
a big agreement on as well.
I bought the knife and I hate that fucking clip.
So we may as well use that as a jumping off point.
Yeah,
It is a milled titanium clip.
but it's
that
thin as
has-
shit.
Yeah, very thin as shit, has very low clearance, and the front edge is a nice hard 90-degree that
Why?
I
doesn't
have-
allow an easy slide in.
I have 3 milled clips in my pockets right now.
None of them are like that.
None of them are like that. I don't think that one is.
It certainly isn't.
No.
For reference, this is the kind of thing that
It should be.
Proper clearance,
There's-
things like that.
yeah.
As well as the cutout on the frame lock being right in the way, it wants to grab your pocket as well, so it's hanging up on you twice as you're actually trying to put it in the
Although-
pocket.
given how heavy this knife is and how weak that tension on that clip is, you kind of want it gripping your pocket just so it doesn't fall out accidentally. I don't like the tension on this clip. I like the design. I just want it to be thicker and wider, and I want it to actually hold onto the fabric.
So with such an awesome company, good luck trying to find aftermarket parts for it as well.
You mean I got a machine one myself?
I was going to say
Screw
just make
that.
on your own.
No.
Take
Yeah.
that corner off too. Cause
I like enough. Well, geez, I mean that's an easily modifiable part. It's just the bottom causing a sweep, so it grabs your pocket properly the way it should out of box.
Well, not even that, but under your suggestion for how to actually be able to get it, it's pinching that and lifting it up so you can get in underneath it.
And that's what I have to do every time I grab it.
But man, that really hurts.
I actually.
That's because Nigel's got those softy fingers like that troll was talking about.
I was going to say, for the one blacksmith at the table, it's like it bothers him the most, really?
I actually grab it in the lock bar. And that's where I pull on.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a clever idea. Yeah,
and I had actually tried that as well, and like pinching both sides, but it's thin enough that digs in, and like I've still got that dent.
I still have a mark on my finger. For the record.
And you know what? I'd say go into store and handle one to see if you like it before you buy it. But guess
Good
what?
luck with that.
You just can't do that. So
Now, on the flip side of that, again, we come back to price point.
Yeah.
It locks up better than the Pleroma.
Shut up, man.
I'm just saying.
That's a soft spot for me. Right?
Okay, but
I'll stab both of us with the Pleroma because it'll fail on me, and you'll get cut, but so will I.
He'll lose.
Isham's going to come to my house and stab me himself.
That's unfortunate. Jeez. Anyway, back to this knife. Just where else? I can't think of any other knife in a similar price point that has not indexable, sorry, but a stainless steel lock insert for the actual lock of itself.
Yeah.
It's got an over travel stop.
With the carbon fiber scale and sexy. I think that scale really does a dual purpose as well as look.
It's
really
symmetrical.
cool.
It looks cool.
Great way to get in a little bit of a detailing and still have the functionality of the over travel and keeping it matching. I like that touch.
And with the weight of the blade. Unbelievable action on it as well.
The geometry, the cutting ability of this knife, I expected it to be a chonky beast that I wouldn't really do much with. Sorry, Paul. But it actually slices pretty damn well.
It cuts pretty nice.
I did do a hardness test on this with some files. It is sitting in a 59-60 range.
Yeah.
I was very happy to find that out, and then to see the edge retention match roughly what I expect for D2. That's cool. Like at this price point, there's always that little bit of worry, like I was saying earlier. But
it's not at that price point. It's from this company. There's always that little bit of a worry.
Well, no. I have an argument to that though. This is being produced. Chances are by Sanrenmu.
Yeah.
Sanrenmu makes a whole bunch of companies' products that are very reputable.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's coming from a Boker product or a Kershaw product or a Rake product or whatever it is, we don't question the quality of it. But just because it's coming from TwoSun, you do.
But are they Boker Magnum?
No. Like all the Boker Plus tools, which are the Rake tools, are being made in the Sanrenmu factory because they have Sanrenmu versions of those as well. The multi-tool ones, they all look exactly the same. You can't tell me that they're not all being made in that factory. And there is a good chance that there's a lot of, like, even Spyderco Cold Steel, Kershaw, who knows, that are being made in this factory. So I don't question that. I question how they're marketing themselves and how they're going back onto that. Yeah.
But we had, and I think it was Paul that brought it up first, about how Joe mentioned that it was actually D2, and we've already gone over that point, and that's what I was coming back to.
Sanrenmu makes really nice things, but they're also known sometimes for making some kind of shitty
They're a
things
Chinese company. They'll make whatever you want them to make.
That's what I'm saying.
And they may or may not print whatever they want to on the blade. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I do agree with the fact that they are D2, but I think if Sanrenmu makes a reputable knife for a reputable company, and whether TwoSun is reputable or not is still in question.
That remains to be seen.
But where this knife is made, I don't question the quality of what they're making because they make some cool stuff out of that factory.
Yeah. No, it wasn't necessarily questioning the quality, but questioning the authenticity of, like, if it actually was D2.
You bet. And if TwoSun decides that they want to buy 440A and put a D2 stamp on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sanrenmu, I do not know whether or not they will actually do it for companies, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did, one way or another.
Yeah, that's kind
Or
of
just
what my point
don't
was
mark
about.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The reputation of the whoever's branding it and the reputation of the manufacturer kind of both come into play in this aspect.
So
Two separate things,
TwoSun needs to come back and tell me that they're in a cutting edge. They're in a Blade HQ. They're in a DLT Trading. They're in a Blades Canada. Whatever it may be.
See, I kind of view this as similar to what Wee Knives was doing initially, except for the fact that Wee Knives had a North American rep from pretty early on.
Wee Knives exploded too. They went from 0 to nothing in like
From 0 to nothing.
0 to nothing.
Look at him go.
Well, have you seen my Floroma?
Oh man, self burned. Those are
Sorry.
rare.
Double burn, same episode.
That sucks. But
yes,
Yeah.
you know, like they exploded and like they took very little time.
right.
Whereas these guys have been here a while and
This
they're
is true.
still doing
Like
their jam.
3-4 years of this kind of weirdness with AliExpress, eBay exclusivity, which is very strange.
Yeah.
Like,
Where
Very
if you're
shady.
looking at the company's history, Wee Knives has now reached exceeding zero tolerance into a Chris Reeve, into
Yeah.
a Spyderco level of quality that people expect,
Does
right?
TwoSun have their own website? Like, can you go to it?
I have looked. I have not found anything.
That's what I'm saying.
But
So
I wonder if there's a link from the Sanrenmu factory, the Sanrenmu
Maybe.
website.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm going to kind of try and wrap us up here on the company itself and get us back
Yeah,
to talking to
the
the
knife.
knife because
Yes.
it's been like 10
It's a
minutes
good-
on just the company.
No, it's
itself.
all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Right.
The
It's a
knife,
conversation, so it's important. But yeah.
the knife is actually a fantastic knife.
yeah,
As far as what it is, I'm not a Tanto guy, and I will even admit, me and Nigel were talking about me like Chavezing this tip,
Yeah.
spontoing, Rick hindering, whatever
Would look
you
a
want to
little better.
call it. And I think that would add just a little bit of swing that I would enjoy.
Schwang.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's this nice, consistent, somewhat consistent curve for the handle here. It'd be cool to mirror that, right?
Nigel's a picky bitch about the handle, by the way.
That's what kills it for me is it gets way too thin in there and it's just
He wants to pistol. He wants to pistol the
it's
handle.
not that I want to, it's that's the only way I can grip it. And
Fair
it's
enough.
just
He's got a
it's
pistol
gross.
it to grip
See,
it.
Yeah.
for me, I quite like that handle. It's just comfortable no matter how you hold it. Yeah,
And
I
for
dig it.
me, it does fall into that neutral handle type of attitude, and I do like it because of the multiple, whether it's a pistol, whether it's a hammer grip. I do find the neutrality of it works for me quite
Yeah.
well.
I like how they mirrored the thumb studs and the carbon fiber inlays, like even down to the silver
Yeah.
screws and everything else.
and it's like the same silhouette.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And like, I mean, they sit beside each other with their knives closed. And
And the quality control itself. is
Yes,
great.
I have disassembled this knife. The fit between the screws and the pins that hold the backspacer into location in the handle. Wow, those are some tight tolerances. Like again, for the price point, that just blown me away.
Things I notice is the grind and the polish and the satin on the blade. Absolutely gorgeous. They did a great job, even on the satin flats and stuff. Like it's really crisp on all the corners.
very much so.
Quality control on this knife is better than some $500 knives that we may or may not have reviewed the last little while.
Ouch.
That makes me quite angry. Anyway, but I can understand where Nigel can see the flare in it pointing you forward because it does want to do that. But with a Tanto as well, you can also appreciate the chisel push cut, things like that through the front of it.
Yep.
That might lead you to actually a benefit of having that grip with this particular blade shape, right? So
I like pistol grip stuff anyway, so.
yeah. You own a PPT, so you don't count.
I want that one.
And it's nice to know that this is somewhat from a designer who's got a unique take on a Tonto. Like this is fairly distinct. Like if you look at the silhouette,
I don't know. The Tonto blade shape, and I heard other reviewers online calling it, even heard a guy call it a modified Tanto. I'm like, no.
that's a Tonto.
How's
It's
that modified?
Yeah.
just a Tanto.
It's
It's
slightly
a,
curved.
I was like, are you
Recon
talking
1?
about that swedge? Because that doesn't change much.
It's a Recon 1 lookalike from Cold Steel from the 90s.
It's a slight curve.
You don't have a Tanto. Oh, you do have a Tanto blade. Look
I
at
sure
that guy
do.
go. You can't, and even the grind, you've got a better hollow, actually, on a Cold Steel.
I much prefer this grind to
Isn't that not a
that.
flat?
Yeah, it's probably a
Yeah,
saber
that's-
or a flat macer on the, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
But-
not modified. It's just
no.
a stand-up.
Yeah, so it made me laugh about people calling this all sorts of crazy designs, and I'm like, this design has been around for 25 years, and
Yes.
it's
The
It's
handle's
more,
drastically
it's
different.
more
Yeah.
the handle that I'm talking about specifically. Like, yeah, the blade's nothing too unique by itself, but
Everything's
Oh.
been done at one point or another.
small note, that lanyard hole doesn't bother me at all. It's nice to see that it was integrated without compromising the ergos.
they
Out of
did a
the
good
way.
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the Spyderco Caribbean, where it's out to here because they decided to put a lanyard hole in it, they still conveniently placed it, and with the angle of the blade, doesn't obtrude.
Obtrude. Yep.
Intrude.
Obtruse, I don't know. At all. The moral of the story,
Rubber goose.
they did good.
Just, they need better representation. They need a website, even in Chinese. They just need
Yeah.
something that other people can access and order their product. Like,
Indeed. But yeah,
holy-
on the note of representation, head on over and check out our Patreon page.
There you go. Segue it up.
That's a good
There you
segue.
go.
First subscriber gets a prize. I don't know if that's happened yet. Maybe the second subscriber might get the same prize because you know what? They're so cool that we wouldn't mind doing it up. And the more the better, the more it'll help us grow. Realistically.
More the better,
Yeah.
Yes.
as said by Dennis.
True story.
I forgot his name.
Speaking of the more the
Wow.
better. Wow, really?
Yeah,
Like
3 years.
We'll talk about that on Friday. But this is
This is Friday.
Next week.
Head on over to our Instagram page. We should be either just before 500 or just after 500 at this point. I'm not 100% sure, but get us to that 500 goal, and we're gonna do a giveaway. So either that is in the works right now, or it's
you
gonna be
missed out
happening
because
soon.
you weren't first. Haha. Yeah.
Wow, this guy.
Sorry.
But it's gonna be something out of this guy here's personal collection.
Yeah. I have done some sneak peeks already. We have reposted them.
simmer.
Someone is going to get cut.
It's my turn.
We've reposted the pictures of the giveaway. There'll be more pictures to
Go
come.
check them out.
Yeah. Joe, you have anything to add? No, you're not on social media. All right.
That being that,
Oh.
this is Nigel the Smith signing off.
I am who I am. I'm Dennis Pipers.
Am I the Iron Joe?
Exile.ca.
We will catch you again next week.